Meet the psychology professor making more than $34,000 per month on Patreon. In this video, I'm going to show you 64 examples of people killing it with Patreon. We're going to start with the lower numbers and then go up to some crazy figures. 2-minute tabletop, $456 per map. Designs printable maps for board games like Dungeons and Dragons. I've heard about games like Dungeons and Dragons, but if I'm totally honest with you, I have no idea how they're played or what a game even looks like. That's why it was so interesting to me to see someone making a decent side income by illustrating maps for these popular games. The Gospel Daily, $509 per month. Daily emails for Christians. Though I'm not religious, I am aware of the power of emails and how much people love being on newsletters that are relevant to them. If you're a believer in Christ, then I can see why this would be really powerful for people. All City News, $744 per month. Investigative stories on the Bay Area. I've already wrote about how powerful and profitable local news can be, so I really wanted to highlight this story of an individual who's reporting on a hyper-local area. So that's the Bay Area, which is San Francisco for the rest of us, and it's home to 850,000 people, so there's more than enough to write about. Hoodied, $825 per month, creates a hoodie of the month for their fans. Whenever we hear about successful subscription boxes, the stories usually involve the creator earning at least 5 figures per month. That's why I wanted to feature this more humble example, which I still think is a great success. With 5 patrons paying $150 a month to get their latest release, it must be a great feeling for the designer to have people support them for what they're doing. Danny of Danny Web fame, $887 per month. She helps Moroccan students get scholarships in the USA. This isn't exactly marketing related, but it does show the power of the internet. Danny, who you may know from the popular web development forum Danny Web, helps Moroccan students get scholarships in the USA. Siam Satyapan, $966 per month. Monthly Thai barbecue delivery in Hong Kong. Having spent a lot of time on and off in Thailand over the last few years, it was nice to see an obviously Thai name stand out during my Patreon research. Sadly, they weren't making money from within Thailand as I had hoped, but the concept is still great. Siam ships Thai barbecue meats once per month to people in Hong Kong. Adam Fisher, $997 per month. Videos about fitness and self-improvement. What's interesting to me about Adam is that he's making money in the fitness space, but he's not some big YouTuber and doesn't actually seem very confident behind the camera. That being said, he does have a great mission. He aims to promote fitness in a way that doesn't make people feel bad about their current situation. Lucy KNISLEY, $1,005 per month. Simple comics about babies and parenting. Lucy is among a growing number of moms who are making money on the Patreon platform. The reason I wanted to highlight her is not because of what she's doing, but because of how many people are supporting her. Lucy likely has the highest number of patrons to earnings ratio on this entire list that I'm sharing with you. 90-Minute Fever, $1,021 per month. An online football management game. Watching the gameplay of 90-Minute Fever brought back a lot of childhood memories playing Championship Manager on my Windows 95 and XP computers. Horizon, $1,043 per month. Building a travel app to meet like-minded people wherever you go. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about Horizon. On one hand, I think it's a great concept that I hope will take off, but on the other, it's the kind of project I would never take on as the owner of a marketing agency. Promoting an app in the travel space has to be one of the most challenging gigs out there, so hopefully the Patreon user base can help to give them a boost. Talitha Brower, $1,065 per month. Photo essays on refugees around the world. Like Danny helping Moroccans get scholarships, it was inspiring to find people promoting Talitha Brower's mission to photograph refugees and tell their story. I watched a few of her videos and got a new perspective on the fortune of my own situation, which I think is always important. INCEPTION Publishing, $1,075 per month. Books and courses filled with compelling truths. I had to really dig deep to figure out what INCEPTION Publishing is all about, and if I'm honest with you, I'm still not totally sure. The founder, Eric, bases his teaching around the concept that your own body can double up as a lie detector and you can find out if people are being straight with you or not. Your Kickstarter Sucks, $1,339 per month, a podcast about terrible Kickstarter launches. I think more than anything, I'm impressed that this podcast is only 3 months old with 6 episodes and has built up enough of an audience to bring in a respectable side income for the 3 hosts. The podcast appears to have been launched on the back of a fairly popular Tumblr blog where they make fun of the latest listings on the site. DUTCHSINSE, $1,395 per month, earthquake forecasting videos. Being a semi-frequent Reddit user, I'm not that surprised to see people are interested in earthquake forecasting and reports. One user on the site regularly comments on world events with his insights on wind speed and magnitude, which I find surprisingly interesting. I can't tell if DUTCHSINSE is that same Reddit user, but with 245 patrons, he's clearly very popular. Fanny Barlow, $1,581 per month, sends a makeup and beauty monthly subscription box. Just 36 people support Fanny Barlow's magic, fairy tales, and shenanigans, but they pay an average of $44 per month to do so. Fanny ships a monthly beauty box called Make Waves, which includes beauty products, artist items, and in her words, cute accessories. TEFLER, $1,626 per chapter, writing their first ever novel. Not everyone on Patreon is looking to get paid monthly. Some people get paid per video, per podcast episode, and in this case, per book chapter. What's most surprising to me is that the creator of this Patreon has never even written a novel before. Opening arguments, $1,721 per podcast episode, a podcast that explains the law behind the news. Having picked up a nice Patreon URL at /law, Andrew and Thomas run a popular podcast on all areas of the subject. The hosts aim to give you all the tools you need to understand the issue and win every argument you have on Facebook. Black Plasma Studios, $1,772 per month, creates animations from Minecraft gameplay. I'm not into Minecraft or even gaming in general, but I know how popular esports and things like Twitch streaming have become. If you spend 5 minutes on Patreon, you'll find hundreds of people making money with gaming, but with Black Plasma, I wanted to highlight a more interesting approach. They make animated videos based on in-game events when playing Minecraft. MONKY London, $2,090 per month, automotive videos covering things like drifting and car builds. There are literally thousands of YouTubers on Patreon, so I didn't want to highlight too many, but this one stood out because it's more niche than generalized. MONKY London create videos which feature drift racing, car builds, and car tuning, and for $10 a month they will send you stickers, decals, and access to Q&A videos where you can be featured as the asker of a question. Citation Needed, $2,148 per episode, a podcast where the hosts pretend to be experts on any topic. Citation Needed is the result of 3 podcasters who teamed up together in the middle of 2016 to bring you this experimental podcast they run together. CAIA and CASSON, $2,417 per month. They're creating an illustrated children's book on ocean conservation. I'm absolutely in love with this one. If anything, it's because I'm so impressed that there are people to support projects just like this one. Not only is it great for the environment and for children's education, but it opens the door to more people focusing on similar ideas. Cindy Guntent Baldo, $2,467 per month, lettering tutorials and planner videos. Cindy got her start on YouTube by offering tutorials on lettering, but when a random video on using planners took off, she started to create a lot more of them. As someone who picked up a Wacom tablet not too long ago, I think I've actually watched a few of her videos before finding her on Patreon. Matthew GAFFORD, $2,491 per month, live drawing and art tutorials. It's great to see people with real talent being rewarded for their skills, and Matthew GAFFORD is one such person. More than 443 patrons donate a monthly sum for his live drawings in Flash Vegas and Adobe Illustrator. Danny Wood, $2,524 per month. Group coaching for those interested in real estate. More interesting to me is not what Danny is selling, but the pricing model he's adopted. Online real estate coaching is nothing new, but to have a single pricing tier, $20 a month, and not using something like PayPal is pretty interesting. Hack 5, $2,649 per month, videos on internet security, privacy, and freedom. Anytime there's a security threat, the news gets talking, with the recent WannaCry malware a good example of that. Threadwire was launched by Hack 5 in 2012 to keep readers up to date on the latest news in the security world. FRASER CAIN, $2,697 per month, space reporting on universetoday.com. If Fraser reaches $25 per month, he's vowed to remove all ads on Universe Today, which has probably been affected by the rise in people using ad blockers. That said, he's still making a presumably great income for the site he's been running since 1999. The Corbett Report, $2,689 per month, open source journalism. If you're hoping for a description of what James Corbett means by open source journalism, then I'm sorry, but I don't have a clear answer. As far as I can tell, they believe open source to mean independent and funded by readers. Gone with the WYNNS, $2,706 per video. Videos about their travel ventures around the globe. I only discovered Gone with the WYNNS a few months ago, but when I did, I'm not ashamed to say I binge watched a lot of their videos. For some reason, I had no idea that any normal person could just buy a boat and sail the world. I knew it was possible, but I didn't know there was a whole community behind it. The Bowery Boys, $2,846 per month, a podcast on the history of New York City. I'm pleasantly surprised to see that a podcast on as niche of a topic as the history of New York is still popular in 2017. The Bowery Boys have produced more than 200 episodes over the years, with the aim to publish 25 per annum if they can hit their Patreon goal of $3,500 per month in donations. DARULARQAM Studios, $2,903 per month, educational videos for children learning the Quran. The thing I love about researching people who are making money online is finding niches that I just can't even fathom exist, never mind have a respectable amount of money to be made in them. That's certainly the case with DARULARQAM's videos, made to help children learning the Quran. Danny Roddy, $2,916 per month, so we're getting up now in the pricing tiers. Detailed videos on stress, aging, and general health. Danny was actually the first person I came across in my Patreon research who tempted me to sign up and make a pledge. I'm not a health fanatic, but I do like in-depth insights into a topic. Hopefully that isn't a surprise, so appreciate the depth at which he's willing to cover everything to do with health. RANDI HARPER, $2,989 per month, develops open source anti-harassment tools. Continuing the theme of great causes, RANDI HARPER is helping to reduce online harassment, which is becoming an increasingly bigger problem. Unfortunately, her website was down when I recorded the show, so I can't see exactly what it does, but a Newsweek article focuses on how her tool allows you to block words and people on Twitter. She's just $600 shy of her monthly target of $3,600. The Sword of YHVH, $3,044 per video. Multi-hour video lessons from the scriptures. It was no surprise to me that people are interested in watching religious content, but I'm surprised to see videos that typically last for a few hours being so popular. I believe Yeshua, the name of YHVH, comes from the Hebrew spelling of the word Jesus, so these are mostly videos about Christianity. Jason Lanier, $3,045 per month, photography videos, tutorials, and meetups. The testimonial on the gaps.com homepage is from someone killing it online by teaching photography, so it's great to see another example of that. The main selling point of patronage is certainly the live Google Hangout chats and live photography concept teaching that Jason offers. Healthcare Triage, $3,070 per month, creating healthier people through educational videos. Healthcare Triage is coincidentally one of the 3 YouTube channels I'm featuring here today on the topic of health. The 2 most popular videos on YouTube are both about the health benefits or downsides to marijuana, even though they were recorded 3 years apart. SYLVIE von Douglas, $3,087 per month, documents her journey fighting Muay Thai in Thailand. As I said earlier, I've spent a lot of time in Thailand, so it was really cool to come across Sylvie's unique journey in the country. Over 600 patrons support her writing on topics like the history of Muay Thai and how Western women can fit into Muay Thai culture. 11 people pay $30 per month, which allows them to suggest future video and vlog topics for Sylvie to cover. GARGRON, $3,159 per month. They develop open source social networking software. I have a feeling that GAP's readers and listeners will be very interested in this open source social networking software called Mastodon. The network is like an unlimited number of different Twitter websites, users of which can follow each other and interact regardless of which Twitter website exactly they are on. BOHO Beautiful, $3,199 per month, produces yoga and travel videos documenting their life journey. BOHO Beautiful is like those Instagram pages where people try really hard to show that they're living the life, but these guys might actually be doing so. Juliana and husband Mark create videos about yoga, meditation, fitness, and also document their travel journeys. We Animals, $3,291 per month, photographs animals in need of human help and attention. I had to include We Animals in this list as it's such a cool and inspiring example of what one person can achieve to help others. Joanne McCarthis, the photojournalist behind We Animals, helps to bring attention to species of animals on this planet in need. Jerry Banfield, $3,374 per month, videos on Linux, SEO, hacking, and honestly, everything else. It's hard to really describe the content of Jerry Banfield's YouTube channel as he talks about so many diverse topics. I'm also surprised I've never heard his name before, as he seems to have a focus, now and then, on ranking websites in Google. If he reaches his next target of $5,000 per month, he aims to give away all of his training courses for free. Mike Airy, $3,528 per month, a podcast on interpreting Jesus in the modern day. I apologize that I can't comment too much on the more religious Patreon projects, as I'm just not a religious person myself. Mike Airy has created the Vox podcast to help modern Christians deal with the teachings of Jesus in the 21st century. John Pavlovitz, $3,577 per month, online pastoral care and content. John Pavlovitz blogs about topics ranging from faith, the church, and grief, all the way through to parenting and dealing with teenage children. His lowest tier of $1 per month grants access to a private Facebook group of his, which I haven't seen many other pages utilizing. The Ukulele Teacher, $4,233 per month, teaches the ukulele and creates ukulele cover songs. This one is quite self-explanatory, but it's great to see someone can take such a cool little instrument and make a living out of talking about it. Currently sitting at 950 patrons, 455 of them pay $1 per month to support the show and get videos 24 hours before the YouTube public. Effectively Wild, $4,522 per month. Two friends hosting a baseball podcast. I've never watched a game of baseball in my life, so my US listeners will have to tell me how good these guys are, but it's great to see a sports-focused podcast getting so much love. Effectively Wild is hosted by Ben Lindbergh and Jeff Sullivan, who publish a few episodes per week on topics that blend analysis and silliness. Bite Size Vegan, $4,635 per month. Educational videos on becoming and staying vegan. While I'm not vegan myself, I have dramatically reduced my meat intake and removed all processed sugars from my diet, so it was nice to find this listing. Traveling Museum of the Paranormal, $4,726 per month. A museum about the paranormal that tours America. This museum's business model is as interesting as it is paranormal. Greg Newkirk and Dana Matthews travel the US to bring their fans live access to different haunted, cursed, and paranormal locations. Gina Hoge, $5,229 per month, develops a snappy web interface for 3D printers. As someone who thought 3D printing was going to be absolutely huge, it certainly feels like the hype has died down and 3D printing has gone very niche. For that reason, it's great to see that people are still supporting the technology, and Gina is one such person creating tools to improve the lives of 3D printer owners. For Crying Out Loud, $5,853 per month, a podcast on motherhood and parenting. Stephanie and Lynette have been hosting the For Crying Out Loud podcast for over 5 years. Their listeners love that they're painfully honest about their lives, both the good and the bad. On average, their patrons donate little more than $5 each, but it quickly adds up when you have as many fans as they do. Ben KOMETS, $6,384 per month, creates miniature art and miniature art tutorials. Ben KOMETS is a professional miniatures artist based in Berlin, Germany. Unlike some other YouTube channels mentioned here, Ben only has 2,700 subscribers, making it that more impressive that he has over 600 patrons. Lisa CLOUGH, $6,758 per month, fine art, painting, and tutorial videos. Similar to Ben, Lisa CLOUGH also teaches art via her YouTube channel, which has amassed nearly 150,000 subscribers. Jeff Gluck, $6,692 per month, website coverage of NASCAR racing events. Jeff's NASCAR coverage is completely free to any and all. He just asks people to support him so that he can keep the coverage going. His Patreon page says he's hoping to launch a podcast one day, so it seems his coverage is purely text, Twitter based before, though he does have one podcast on the site that I can currently see. Oliver BABISH, $7,012 per month. Witty cooking videos, often cooking food from TV shows and movies. From his frequent posts on Reddit, Oliver seems to be a genuinely nice person, so it's great to see the hard work he puts into his videos has really paid off. Rancho Relaxo, $7,413 per month. Animal rescue and animal safety education. You can probably tell I'm a huge animal lover if you've been listening to this entire show so far, but if not, let me say it again. I love that people are supporting projects like this. Matt Kaiser, $8,079 per month. A daily newsletter and blog around political commentary. Matt Kaiser and his well-named podcast is supported by over 1,500 patrons. What the Fuck Just Happened Today is a blog and newsletter that chronicles the daily shock and awe in national politics. Sailing La Vagabond, $9,020 per video. Videos sharing their journey around the globe. My mind has really been opened up to a new world of traveling in this past week, with Sailing La Vagabond being the biggest earners I could find in the space. Owner Riley bought a boat that he named La Vagabond back in 2013, and a year later he picked up his sailing partner, Elena. Evan, $10,263 per month, develops a front-end framework for web development called Vue.js. Evan has one of the best earnings per patron ratio on the site, and possibly the best for people earning more than $10,000 per month. Vue.js makes some of the best UI ideas, in Evan's words, more approachable so that any developer can quickly pick it up. OSW Review, $10,364 per month. Wrestling commentary and review videos. If you don't already know about OSW Review, it's tough to glean many details from their Patreon page besides they create something about wrestling. They create videos around wrestling events, but surprisingly use Vimeo to display them rather than benefiting from a YouTube audience. Doughboys, $10,887 per month. A podcast about the best and worst of chain restaurants. Really. It's almost hard to believe a podcast like this exists, but Mike Mitchell and Mick Weiger have been able to make it very successful. Dr. RHONDA PATRICK, $12,876 per month. Videos and articles on science, health, and aging. Dr. Patrick is the creator of Found My Fitness, a YouTube channel and website covering the latest science of health. Unlike many health channels, her videos are very substantial, with many of them a few hours in length. RUDY the Magic Guy, $19,918 per month. Magic the Gathering, thoughts and investment advice via YouTube. I started this list by talking about someone drawing maps for board games, so it's nice to almost end on the same topic. Even if you're like me and not into things like Magic the Gathering, Rudy talks about investing in the cards to make money down the road. Kurz gesagt, $29,445 per month, animated videos on the topic of science. With over 7,600 patrons, Kurz gesagt is one of the most popular projects on all of Patreon. The Hello Patreon video on their profile goes into detail on why they're only able to upload one video per month. Animation is a ton of work. Team Simu, $33,386 per month. They develop an emulator to play Wii U applications on PC. If you've ever wished to be able to play Nintendo games on your PC, then Team Simu develops software to help you do exactly that. Last but not least, Dr. Jordan Peterson, $34,420 per month, video lectures on profound psychological ideas. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Jordan Peterson. I actually had no idea he had a Patreon page until I did the research for this video and podcast, even though I'm actually a customer of one of his products. His YouTube videos are some of the best I've seen on the topics of psychology, depression, and turning your life around. So it's great to see he's getting paid handsomely for producing such great content. We are new to YouTube, so if you like this video, please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.